Good morning, 8th grade. Mrs. Evans here, coming to you from the comforts of my in-home office. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2020, and have I got some math for you. Let's get started. On your survey from last week, someone came up with the idea that I could do an example problem that is similar to the problems that you are doing for your practice. And I thought, that's a genius idea. Why didn't I think of that? So here I am doing card 1. You have 2 that you must do in number 2 and 3. And if you finish before the 20 minutes is up, you may do number 4. Let's take a look. So we have a triangle, and there are 3 interior angles, but we don't know their measure. We want to find out what is the measure of angle A, angle B, and angle C. So the first thing we need to do is we need to solve for x. The second thing we'll need to do is substitute back in for x. Sub the x value back in and to solve the angle measure. And you'll see what that means in just a moment. So let's start with solving for x. The angle sum theorem, the triangle sum theorem, means that all 3 interior angles must add up to what? Well, all 3 of these values must add up to 180. Therefore, I can take 6x plus 1, add 6x minus 14, add 9x plus 4, and all of that must equal 180 degrees. Well, now that we understand we're just adding these 3 angles up to equal 180 degrees, now we just need to treat this as an equation that needs to be solved. So what's our first step in solving equations? Well, it is to combine like terms. So commutative property says that I can rearrange all the terms in the equation and it won't affect the value. These are all the variable terms. These are all the constants. Remember, the negative sign stays with the term, or the subtraction sign. Now, I'm going to combine all my like terms. So 6x plus 6x is 12, plus 9. Well, if I add 10, 12 plus 10 is 22. But I didn't add 10. I'm only adding 9, so I take 1 off, and my answer is 21x. You may also get a calculator. That's completely acceptable. Next, I'm adding the purple values. So that's 1 minus 14 plus 4. So I'm going to add my 2 positive terms first. 1 plus 4 is 5. Now I have 5 minus 14. Same signs, add and keep. We did that. 1 plus 4. We got a positive 5. But different signs you subtract. 14 minus 5 is 9. Keep the sign of the larger number, which is 14 is negative, so it's minus 9. And then you'll be exact. So plus 1 minus 14 plus 4 is negative 9 equals 180. So now what do we need to do? Well, we have a variable term and a constant term on one side of the equation, so we're going to zero out this constant term. But what you do to one side, you must do to the other. And now we're down to 21x is equal to 189. So what we're doing is we're taking 189 and we're going to break it into 21 groups. How much goes in each group? That's division. 21 times some unknown number will be 189. And the answer is 9. X is equal to 9. So are we done? Oh, no, of course not. It's 8th grade math. These problems are much longer. So that was just step 1, right? Solve for x. Step 2 is to sub x back in to solve for the angle measures. So the first one was 6x plus 1. That was angle A. So I need to sub in 6 times 9, which is what x is. We said x is 9, so 6 times x, or 6 times 9, plus 1 is equal to, well, 6 times 9 is 54, because 6 times 10 would be 60. So take a group of 6 off, is 54, plus 1 is 55. So we know that the measure of angle A is 55 degrees. How about B? My kids have discovered Messenger for Kids, Facebook Messenger for Kids. So that's all they've been doing for the last 24 hours is just creating videos and spamming me. Okay, so 9 times, what did we say that x was? 9 plus 4 is equal to what? Well, 9 times 9 is 81 plus 4 is 85. So the measure of angle B is 85 degrees. Last but not least, the angle C, 6x minus 14 is equal to, well, 6 times x is 9, minus 14, and we said that before 6 times 9 is 54, and if you subtract 14, you'll get 40. 54 minus 14 is 40, so the measure of angle C is 40 degrees. So how can we know for sure that we haven't made a mistake along the way? Well, because the triangle sum theorem says that the measure of all 3 inside degrees must equal 180. And if you add 85 plus 55 plus 40 into your calculator, you will see that you came out with 180 degrees. So keep in mind, if you need any help, reach out, send me a Schoology message, send me an email. I'm just an email away.